I'm Charlize, and today I'm filming my very first book haul. So the reason why this is my first book haul ever is because I have this little guy called the Kindle, and I don't have money, so I get books on my Kindle, and my dad will only buy me books if they're on the Kindle, because I'm also not allowed a job until I'm 16, which is soon. But see, the thing is, I can't get a job when I'm 16. You know why? Because I do like 5 hours of gymnastics a week and all the schoolwork, and so I went on a one-day holiday to Berry, and there was like this construction site, and on like a board in front of the construction site it was like our bookshop and cafe, and my parents were at a restaurant, and I was like, I am gonna go look for that bookshop. And I went, and as I turned around the corner, I was like, there was no open sign on there, and it was like this tiny little place, and it was dark, and I turned the corner and I was like, it's gonna be closed, and I was like, push the door, and it was open! So it was like a tiny little place, and it had so many books though, like just, and it was like narrow little hallways with books on either side. It's like what I imagine a perfect bookshop to be like. So in Australia, books are normally $20 each, no matter how old they are, how new they are, unless they're like clearance sale or something, but normally they're like $20 for one book. So I got 3 books at this bookstore, which doesn't sound like a lot, but that's the most I've ever gotten in one go, except for when I got like a box set of the Maria V. Snyder Port study series, and that's a lot of books to me, and they're all ones that I've really wanted to get, and I've heard a lot of good things about, and I'm so excited to read them. Also, in this book haul, I'm going to be showing you the books that I got on my Kindle as well, which I don't normally do because it's normally just one book at a time, but I got like 2 or 3 on my Kindle for the booktubeathon that's coming up, so I will show you guys which ones I got. The first book I have to show you is Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, and I saw this and I got really excited because I've seen people get excited for these Penguin edition classics before in their book hauls, and I saw it and I was like, whoa, and it was like on a shelf, and there were like other editions. You could get like normal editions for $6, and then you could get this one for $10, so I just got this one, and there were a lot. I nearly got A Midsummer Night's Dream by Shakespeare because I've read that one and it had a pretty cover, but I resisted, and I actually have no clue what this is about. I just know that people say this is their favourite classic or their favourite Jane Austen book, and I'm really excited to read this. It might take me a while to get to, but I definitely will be reading it, probably in my long holidays in like December. The next book I have to show you is An Abundance of Catherines by John Green, and I saw John Green's name on the spine because it was like lying on its side, and I got excited because I was like, maybe they have The Fault in Our Stars, but they had sold out of that one. And this one was only $15, which again, that's probably a lot to you Americans, but it is really cheap for me because I've always wanted a John Green book, and this will be my first. I've never read John Green. I might read The Fault in Our Stars before I read this one because I do have it in my school library. I don't know a whole lot about this book. I know that my friend has read it and she really liked it, and it's funny and a little bit sad, but mostly funny. And I flipped through it and it has like these weird math things. Like I got really, and it has footnotes, which I'm excited for because footnotes. And where are those weird things? Oh, there they are. Like, do you see that? Do you see that math? Like, whoa. The third and final book I got in physical copy is A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness, and I have been looking at this for so long because I read The Knife of Never Letting Go by Patrick Ness, and it's my all-time favourite book, I think. I need to reread that one because I read it like 3 years ago, but this has illustrations, and this one was like $17, which is quite a lot, but I wanted to get this so bad. Like, it has illustrations and they're all black and white, and I think it's a scary book. I don't know a lot about this book either. It's about like a nightmare, I think, or like a nightmare becoming real, and there is quite an interesting story behind this book. It's pretty sad. This was originally going to be written by Siobhan Dowd, who has already published 4 books, and she had the premise and the characters and the beginning written, but she passed away before she got to finish it, so they asked Patrick Ness if he could finish it off. And the only guidelines he had was to make it something that Siobhan would enjoy. So he basically added on to her idea and came up with this, and all of this is in the author's note, which if you go to the Amazon, they have like the free samples on Amazon, and the author's note is in there. If you read the author's note, it has that whole story about Siobhan Dowd. Now I have 4 books to show you on my Kindle. The first one is one that I'm currently reading, and that is Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. And you already saw this in my TBR, but I'm showing you again because I did get this and I am liking it so far. I haven't read a whole lot yet. I think I'm like 60 pages into it, but I'm really enjoying it. The next book I got is The Little Prince by, I am not going to try and pronounce that, Tony, I have no idea. I'll leave links to all these books in the description, but I got this one for the readathon for my classic choice, and it is only like 85 pages long, and it was like $1 on the Kindle, and I just got it, and it seems really good because I read a few pages and it's just such a happy book. The next book I got was After by Maurice Gleitzman, and I don't know what's up with this cover, but yeah, I got this one because it came out, I don't know when, but I read all the other 3 books in this series by Maurice Gleitzman once, then, and now I just need to read this one. So I got that one. And if you haven't heard of these books, they are set in the war period and they're middle grade books, so they're not extremely sad. They are sad, but they're really good. I recommend them to anyone who hasn't read them because they're really easy to get through. The next book I got is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. And I have heard so many good things about this, and I'm reading it in the readathon, and I am really excited for it. So those are all of the books that I got. If you've read any of these, please let me know in the comments below what you thought of them, especially In Abundance of Catherines by John Green and Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye! We're gonna stop procrastinating and do the essay. Oh my god. I'm taking this downstairs with me and I'm writing an essay on it. I'm gonna do it now, and I'm gonna make a website about the 1980s, and I hate history. Oh, what is school? Oh, it's holidays. What is this?